Anybody else have anything to do with the county? Mr. Blake,
Yes, I was just wondering if,
could you approach the microphone, please?
I was just wondering if the magistrates had an answer to my question that I asked about 4 sessions back.
What was that question?
They were supposed to investigate the dirt.
The dirt had been
and the
investigated.
violation- Yeah, but it's never been addressed in court. And the violation of state law and the county administrative code.
I believe you asked that question, and then I believe the next meeting you wasn't here. We have addressed it. As far as we're concerned, that issue has been put to rest. The dirt pile at the Henderson County Road Department has been leveled out. There has been a new dirt pile started at the road department. It is there for extra dirt for us to have to finish off jobs at the road department. No dirt, no nothing that goes in them road department gates will be leaving there. Excuse me for not being prepared today, but the meeting that you didn't show up, I had the letter here where I done a memo to the road department, to all departments. Any property that goes through the gates of the Henderson County Road Department becomes property of the Henderson County Road Department and will not be used for anybody else's purposes.
Okay? What
The
about-
wood pile at the road department brought a grand total of $65, which the guy has approximately another a week and a half to remove. I think so far he's got a couple loads of firewood, and then we haven't seen him since. If he does not come get the wood, at that time, I will declare that property trash and open it up for the citizens of this community to come get it if they please. That's what I've been told I can do.
I'm not concerned about the dirt, I'm not concerned about the wood, I'm concerned about the violation of the county administrative code and the violation of state law.
This body is not an investigatory body. Any violation of law should be reported to the law enforcement agencies. I know the county judge met with the leadership of the road department pretty much immediately. I think it was that same meeting, it was immediately after that meeting. I think pretty far down the chain, from top on down. Investigated at council with all of them about changes that needed to occur and what his policy was regarding things. Subsequently, there have been changes in leadership at the road department. So without getting into specifics on conversations with every employee, it was investigated.
Okay. I don't believe that was made public in the newspaper or anything on the investigation of the violation of state law or county administrative code. And I do believe when it is brought to the attention to any of the magistrates or the court officials or the sheriff or anything, you have an obligation to investigate that and report it.
Sheriff is present in the room.
As I've told you before, we did an investigation.
And where can I get a report on
that? The things that you talked about happened in the previous administration. That previous administration had made his decisions. On the Tuesday before he passed away on Saturday, there was a phone call from Frankfort, Kentucky. From Frankfort, and at that time, the person from Frankfort made Judge Watkins aware of a problem of somebody hauling dirt. Judge Watkins immediately, that day, to my understanding, addressed that issue.
So is it public record, and can that record be obtained?
Ma'am, I don't know that every transaction that happens in the judge's office is a public record.
But if it was an investigation, is there a public record on the investigation?
I would think it's the responsibility of the county judge to do an investigation. My understanding he did. I can't tell you what he told that employee because he's not here.
Okay, but I brought it to your attention, and you did an investigation, and I'm asking this court if there is a record of that investigation, and is it public record?
It's my understanding, I don't recall any recording devices going on during any of those meetings, and there was not an official written transcript made of any such meeting.
Don't all investigations have records?
Not necessarily, Mr. Young.
This,
Okay,
it
thank you
was,
very much.
it was not,
No, ma'am, but you got, please come back to the microphone. I'd like to read you a letter. For the public's information, I'd like to read this letter in the record. She made a request on a Tuesday in a court meeting. The very next day, I went to Frankfurt. I went to the Department of Local Government. I went to CACO, went to different associations there, asking and finding out information about the, but here's the letter that's dated September 29th. This memo is to clarify any confusion that may exist regarding the disposition of materials that are brought forward to the county road department, i.e. dirt, wood, recyclables, culverts, cans, tires, etc. Effective September 24, 2010, property and materials brought to the road department that cannot be utilized by the county will be considered surplus property and will be disposed of by auction. Absolutely no surplus property will leave the road department without authorization of either Gene Powell or Hugh McCormick. If you have any questions regarding this mandate, please contact my office. Now, the gentleman at the road department was doing as many people here in the community were doing, and were saving the bottle caps that come off your milk and your orange juice and your bottle, and they were bringing them in and recycling them there at the road department. He called me and asked me, can we do this? I said, yeah, you can, as long as it's going for the county. But if it's not, if you've got a bin out there that you're bringing them in, you're recycling them in, then no, it cannot leave the property. So they found another way to handle their support of trying to gather bottle tops to support the educational institutions in town that were saving the bottle tops to get park benches and stuff put in at their school. As far as I'm concerned, do any of your masters have anything that you want me to investigate any further? I mean, we knocked the dirt pile down, it's gone. We sold the wood pile at the surplus auction for $65 was the top bid. Everything that this person knows of has been addressed and is not happening in Henderson County at this time. So, is there anything else this court wants me to do?
Satisfied with the investigation, the disciplinary action, as far as I'm concerned.
I would further state to anybody, if you believe that there is a criminal act that has occurred, you report that to law enforcement agencies. Now, as far as anything that I was present for during any sort of investigation, I don't recall anything that was any sort of criminal intent. I do feel that I would have a duty to report anything of that magnitude, and I don't recall anything that appeared to rise to the level of criminality. However, if it is the instruction of this court, I can put together a synopsis of what occurred and forward that on to the state police. I mean, if that's the request of the court.
I thankfully addressed the situation. Nowhere do I know of does it say that I have to document what the investigation was. I've said what I've done. I've explained it to the magistrates. And also, Ms. Timberlake, I'd like to explain something to you, ma'am. This is you and anybody else in this county's fiscal court. You don't have to wait 2 weeks to come up here and ask us a question. The door to this office is open to you or anybody else any day. We'll gladly try to help with anything that you bring to us. If we don't know it, ma'am, we'll find out. This is your courtroom. This is everybody in this community's courtroom, and this is your fiscal court. They're here to serve you and everybody in this community any way we can, to the best of our abilities. We all took an oath of office. So anytime you have a problem, all you got to do is dial 826-3971 or come to this office window, and we'll do our best to try to help you. Anybody else have anything for the good of the county? Who we have here from the chamber today? Mr. Kersey?
Yes.
Okay. Sir, would you like to introduce yourself? We appreciate you being here. Okay. Anybody else have anything for the good of the county? Thank you, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to serve. Thank you very much for being here today. Oh, yes, excuse me. Well, we need to go into executive session to discuss some personnel. Probably take about 15 minutes, so I need a motion, second to go into executive session.
Well, show them switches now.
All in favor, signify by aye. Aye. Opposed, likewise.